And we are live. Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
I love those guys.
We love you too. Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys, and this is where we talk about everything in the drone world and promote the usage of drones. And if the weather has been nice where you are, please let me know how the weather is where you are and if you've been able to get out and fly your drones. The weather has been decent here for the last few days. We've been experiencing a slight spring. But how are you doing, Lawrence, on this somewhat third, I guess, the third day of
the heat wave? I'm good, man. I'm good.
That's a good way of putting it.
The sun is actually breaking through the clouds over here.
Yeah, I mean, the sun was out this morning, but the clouds are moving in. Yeah, the clouds are moving in now. It's supposed to rain, I guess, they're saying.
Yeah, but so they claim.
It's been pretty nice. I mean, I'm listening to everything that's been happening out there and the arguments and this and that. And
you know how you can tell if it's going to rain?
How?
You know any old people?
No.
Ask them, does anything hurt? You know, you had never had that old person when you were coming up. It's going to rain. How do you know? Because my arm hurt or my leg. Yeah.
You remember that? Well, it's kind of like that saying, like some guys will say, like, man, when you were doing real good, there was a time where I was him.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah. That dude.
Yeah, that dude. Right, that dude.
Yeah,
right?
I get it.
So that's your time now.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Not I guess. It's the truth. It's fact. I've accepted my age with grace now. Because a lot of dudes didn't make it to my age. You're right. I'm that dude.
Right.
Sad to say, but it happens. It goes full circle.
No.
Right? How are you doing? What's up with you?
I'm good. I'm just not welcome in the baby stage though.
Wow. Wow.
Now let's get this someplace else. But anyway. Excuse me. Your old buddy Igor, right, over there on X, he's been posting. Back was in March 3rd. He had posted something I thought was really interesting.
Oh yeah, the best Osmo Pocket 4 Pro photo you've ever seen yet.
No,
we can meet with.
Yeah.
But look, Duels, that means that confirmed they were correct.
But I was asking before when we spoke about it before, are they going to have a pro and a regular one?
Yep.
But I don't know.
Who agreed with it? One with the single lens and one with the double lens. That's what it looks like to me.
I'm assuming.
Just too bad we won't be able to get it here in the States.
You think so?
It didn't catch that 25th deadline.
But my thing is, would it not work if you have it in your pocket and you just happen to? I mean, like, is it not going to work?
I
don't
think so. I don't think so. I don't think that is that would just confirm what everybody was saying in the government about DJI if they pulled something like that off. Could you imagine getting it here?
For instance, say we went to go visit somebody in Canada, right?
Yeah, okay. Hypothetically speaking.
Yeah, hypothetically speaking.
Gary.
And hypothetically, we drove past like a store that carried DJI products and or
Right.
DJI store and like just say hypothetically we went in there and hypothetically we swiped our cards or paid cash for this hypothetical product and we hypothetically brought it back across with us into in our bag like as if we left with it like hypothetically.
Well, if you were flying, you would
Would
have.
it not
I'm guessing
be
from another
excuse?
country, you'd have
Would
to
it,
declare it if you were flying and bringing it back in from another country. But if you went over there and if
uh-huh.
someone hypothetically you gave someone hypothetically the money and they gifted it to you,
Uh-huh.
you can bring it back across as a gift, hypothetically.
I'm trying to drive over and go and come back with it. You know what I mean? No.
Oh, that's the case. What goes in my bag comes back. That's including some maple syrup, some maple leaves.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
Now the Mimo app or whatever that you might need for it, or no, it, it may not work. Why wouldn't it? You still got to do the update.
Right.
It'll
True. That's
it'll
true.
work. I don't care. That's my take on it. I'm assuming that it would work. You know what I mean?
Yes. I was just answering John Olson real quick. Hey,
What
what's up,
happened?
everybody? In the chat. Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys.
What happened?
And with that Osmo,
Mm-hmm.
I hope they do come out with one a pro
Little bitty bitty one.
a cheap man version.
One lens and the other one with the dual lens.
Mm-hmm.
I
A
mean,
lens for beginners.
or is it just like some mock up that they did just to entice people
To tease you
because
into guessing which
because
one.
because
That's
of
not the first
no,
photo we've seen, though.
well yeah, but there's also photos out there of this thing with what's the Insta 360 supposed to have one similar. Every,
Yes. Yes.
everybody wants to have one.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to do what the other guy's
Well,
doing.
believe it or not, on Temu for $37, you can
Hmm.
get the fake lookalike
Really?
4K 30 for
Mhm.
$30 on Temu. Will
Really?
it work when it gets here? I don't
Mhm.
know. Will the screen flip when it gets here? I don't know. I
So if
haven't
you
seen
get
one.
one right and it works right, we
Yeah.
can buy dozens of them and sell them like hotcakes down at the school.
Yeah. See? See? And like a case of them you're talking about, a couple of cases. And this one, in fact, the link it is so similar to the DJI Osmo Flip, the one with the flip screen, the last one that they came out with.
Hmm.
If you put them next to each other, you'd be like, wow. Except for the texture on one, yeah, seriously,
Okay.
the reproducers can reproduce anything.
It's not the reproducers, it's probably the same guts.
Of course, of course, of course. It's just that the bodies have different texture. DJI has 4 lines down the front. The other one has this textured front for grip.
Okay. But anyway, let's get into the stream. We got what? Things to do, things to talk about
Time
tonight.
for
I
roll
mean,
call.
a couple of things to talk about, just a few things and witty bitty bitty things to talk here and there. But let's do roll call and we got what, 12 people watching, they say?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's still early. So the
11, one guy left. Okay.
early bird catches the worm. All
So
right.
we got 11 people watching, 5 in the chat. Let me see who's in the chat. All right. Okay. Now,
Drone
oh,
Okie said, "Nice watch, Herman."
oh, thank you. This is like the daily banger. I done fixed it like 100 times. I crash it up, all kind of stuff.
All right, here we go. We start out at the bottom of the list. Shout out to Drone Okie. Thanks for coming back. Glad we've made a subscriber and fan of you. Um, Hold on. What happened?
What? My bad.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Joby again for Brian, Waypoint, New England. How are you, sir? Hope all is well. Thanks for continuing to come back and support us. Steve, SJM Drones Media from across the pond. Shout out to you, sir. Thanks for always being here. John Olson, representing Long Island, Strong Island. How are you, sir? I hope all is well with you. Take off, lift, and land. Eldon, Bronx, New York. I hope all is well. Good to see you around. I'm checking out your Instagram and stuff. And then we have the drone shots. 8247. Jody. And with that, that's it, Herman. Let me scroll to the bottom. That's about it. So the early bird catches the worm, guys.
Okay, you sure that you got everybody?
Yeah. Yep.
You got SJM, Jody, you got Waypoint, you got everybody.
Yes, sir.
You got Eldon,
yes,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Eldon just gave up the high five.
All right.
Yes, okay. Yes. Wow. We do appreciate you guys continuing to come back, because one thing that shows whether you are a live streamer or not, Herman, and that is consistency. Because as the weather gets warmer, the numbers get lower, the people get fewer, and then people pop in and out. But we're always here.
Yeah, that is true.
3 years strong, still doing it.
Who?
This is our 4th year now, right?
What, this?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Going into the 4th year. Or at least 3.5 at a minimum.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
What we got?
Almost, yeah, we're close. Well, we're getting closer. We're getting closer to 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, if not, I don't even remember. I forget the date on it. It's coming back again. Don't worry about it. I'll let you know when it's here, because the 3rd year, I believe it was, anniversary show was is still in Evil Much recorded. So
yeah,
that and the Christmas show.
Okay.
I mean, but it's still on YouTube. So if you wanted to figure out the answer to that question,
go back to the archives, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's how, when I tell you we did a story on this already, I know we did a story on it because I'll go back and I check.
Yeah, well, a lot of the stuff we've done, the stories on them 2 or 3 times throughout the years. If something comes up with a company or someone, we try to make sure we had it. What story you got coming up?
Well, what I did want to talk about was there seems to be a little sub $300 drone with obstacle avoidance this picture was taken over there at Croton. But meet the Skyrover. Was that the S1?
Yes.
Yeah, not A1, but the S1. Anyhow, they're available on over on Amazon right now with a nice little price on it. You know, it seems to be going.
Excuse me.
Yeah, all right. Bless you.
Yes.
But yeah, it's on Amazon. It's $250 drone, right, Lawrence? That with a 1/2-inch sensor, right?
Yes.
This thing has what is it? It has the what is it? Capture capability with a 12 megapixel to take 12 megapixel photos with 4K 60 in videos. Yeah, this is a real thing. It's got real time front obstacle avoidance. So don't believe the hype.
Don't fly sideways. Don't fly backwards.
Yeah,
just
don't
obstacle avoidance.
But if you check it out on Amazon, that is a great price for it. Even though you have this is something you got to use
$289. Shoot.
No, don't cry, because it's not a bad price. So
and 8K.
Who?
8K. Oh, no, that was wrong. Put that picture back up. What did I see? No, I'm thinking about your photo with 8K image quality, 48 megapixel.
Yeah.
Yes. So in pictures you get that, but in video you're getting 4K.
Don't believe the hype.
Yeah, I know, but You got to have a selling point somewhere.
It's trying to get more color and more sharpness through the bossing up the little tiny megapixels on that small ass lens. 60 billion megapixels on one little tiny lens.
I know. I know. All the
You ever see
megapixels
like
mean
when
crap.
you ever see like when something like, never mind. I was gonna say something, but it wouldn't. It would be relevant, but it
No,
wouldn't.
all the
It wouldn't be
megapixels in the
mentioned.
world don't mean crap if you don't know how to leave it in auto or edit it manually. And even auto doesn't do it its full quality. You pull it out manually.
Uh oh. He said you pull it out manual. But
Yeah.
anyway, wow, this guy, he's something. No, I just think that it's a nice little drone to people. If the people looking to buy these little drones,
And for a
the
beginner,
Skyrover, the Skyrover has been around, and nobody's been, it's been talked about a million and one times. So
listen, apparently they're here to stay.
I just wanted to mention it because it is another alternative. But for some god on reason, you can get that, but you can't get the DJI product, and everybody else seems to be having. No, because I'm gonna talk about it because the supply chain and everybody else has been having issues, and here it is, another product that they believed to been had a DJI product is still being able to be sold. So let's make sense out of that. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just saying. The other thing that could be said about it is that the fact that, or maybe that it's not selling the way people thought it could or would, and that's why it's still around. You know what I mean?
That's
Being pushed.
yes, maybe. We don't know what their numbers are.
We won't know, but I'm just saying too that could be another reason too that it's still that you might still see it being out there for sale.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
As far as the seller that's selling them, I didn't really check out who's actually selling. But I know it's being brokered through Amazon, so
Okay.
that could be anybody anywhere,
True.
just like eBay.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't know. You better read where it's from before you click that buy.
But see, but here's the thing. I think, but Amazon more so than eBay, your purchase is more secure because a lot of the if you I don't know if you've seen the commercials that people that they put out for Amazon that they try to like make it seem as if what is it the person who was the third party seller is
Hmm.
that Amazon they hold our merchandise, they
They
ship it.
buy it in bulk from them or hold. Yeah.
No, they hold it for them and they ship it as so that way they don't have to ship it.
Right.
It's a whole process. If you look at your when you purchase through Amazon, it'll tell you that it's being shipped from Amazon, but it's being sold by.
Right. Yeah. 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 Well, that was similar with the mics. Remember, I got the mics on Amazon, but to get a replacement, I just contact the vendor and they
But that
sent
was
me
a
a new
little,
mic.
but that was a little different because he was shipping them.
True. Yeah. Amazon didn't. I see. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Right. Right. But Amazon does do that. They'll say they're shipping it, but this is the guy who gets credit for
Right. The same thing that happened with the mics is the same thing that happened with the freezer.
it.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay.
What's going on in the chat?
So anyway, I mean the chat's kind of light. We got a light night tonight.
That's okay.
It's still a nice day out. Like I said, people are enjoying the weather. Um, we've
As they
got a.
should.
It's still early. What is Elton
We got
saying?
9 minutes till first sponsor.
A few. Oh, excuse me. What'd you say? We got a what?
9 minutes to first sponsor.
9 minutes to a
Yes, sir.
first sponsor. Okay.
Already.
Well, what I wanted to bring up to you eventually was the fact that there, I don't know why, but it's still floating around. I shouldn't say it's still floating around. I'm being mean.
You said floating around.
Yeah, because it's actually, honestly, I mean, it's the best mini drone still. It's the best mini drone out there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Of course it
Yep.
is. You don't even know which one it is. I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's the Mini 5 Pro.
Yeah, the Mini 5 Pro is now available on Amazon with Prime shipping. The Mini 5 Pro, Lawrence, it well, we all know it has bumped up now to the 1 inch sensor. So now that's
Yep.
like the what's that the supreme sensor size of sensors. So when you have arrived at 1 inch sensors, you've actually entered into the big boy club.
Yep. Yep.
So it's like the best mini drone out there, 1 inch sensor, LiDAR and everything, LiDAR obstacle avoidance. What we got? 52-minute flight time on this thing with
With
the
the extended battery, you have to
right with the
point out.
extended battery. Yeah, I'm getting into that. You know, that's the whole thing here. We got two types of batteries. You got the 34-minute standard battery, and you have the 52-minute intelligent flight battery plus. That's what Lawrence was talking about. But
Hey,
it's
Chris.
sub 250 if you're using the standard battery. So, it's a great drone, and just the mere fact that
Jim,
you can go sub 250, you
with
get
a 1
around
inch
a lot of
sensor.
the registration requirements and stuff like that. But you still have to respect the airspace for the airspace. The airspace
True.
is the airspace. Um,
True. And if you're part 107, you still got to register it.
yeah. So that's a good thing because the drone does have remote ID capability. So
Yes.
you,
Yes.
you, you're good. So
That is the baddest Mini that they came out with. And I'm glad that they finished that off. That
mhm.
may be, who knows, the last of a series.
Is it?
9 minutes before Herman turns into Frankie Crocker, the voice of the drone world,
Well, here
Logan
we go.
says. Good morning, Rob. Hey,
Rob, what's
Rob and
going
Sue,
on?
I'm putting in a request, Rob,
Mm,
personally to you. Rob and Sue over in Australia, first, good morning to you guys, are requesting some Those Guys t-shirts. He's been requesting them for a while. And I told him we had to get some more printed up. So I just put in a request for him personally.
mhm.
Yeah, a couple of some Those Guys t-shirts. They won all the way to Australia. So I'm thinking maybe I'll have two printed up and sent to them directly.
You got to call a guy, but no,
Okay.
but no. Here's the thing: you're gonna send two T-shirts all the way to Australia.
Oh well, that of course there'd be a
You,
care package.
you might want to put anything else you might want to fit in
No,
there
yeah, no doubt,
if it,
definitely.
especially if they don't have that standard box for like overseas shipping, do they? No.
No, no. They want you to pay through the nose bleed. But it might be cheaper to get it out of the country than it is to get something in.
Really?
Dun, dun. I had to throw that in there.
Mm-mm-mm.
Hey
Well,
Zoe, what's up? How are you?
everybody got what I. Oh, hey Zoe, everybody got what I sent them. How's it going, Zoe?
Can you give her a blue wrench, please, sir? And Jackson RC while we're at it, while we're
How
here.
does he not have a blue
I
wrench?
don't know. No. This I think it's a new. No, it's not. It's the same logo and everything. I don't know. I have no idea. So anyway, for those of you who don't know, or just don't listen to the news,
Who?
It's officially Women's Month.
Is it?
Yes. Yes.
Who
4
told
minutes
you
till
that?
first sponsor. I saw it on the news the other day.
No, I was the one that told you about
No. No, I saw it on the news. Come on, all the women sports announcers and everything, they couldn't help but announce it. You weren't the first that told me it was
that.
Women's
I told
Week
you that.
month. I said week month.
Oh, see, he don't even sure.
It's the month, man. It's Women's Month.
They had a whole day and
See,
everything.
the thumbnail says it too.
Okay,
Hey, Angie,
you got
NYC
jokes.
11435.
Hey, Angie, what's going on? You got jokes. You know that.
Oh,
You do know
I'm
that, right?
just
I just
saying.
want you to know that.
Okay, okay.
I just need you to know that because for some god or no reason, you act as if you need help. But what's going on? You said we got a sponsor
That
coming.
way, if I do something stupid, you can say, I always knew he was a little off.
Who?
You remember the mobster that used to walk around in Manhattan in his pajamas that started that?
Here
You
we go.
know? Yeah, see? I'm planning years ahead of the crime.
What?
Come on, let's get it. Let's get it.
You know what happened to him, right?
Huh?
You know what happened to him, right?
Oh yeah. They got rid of him.
Oh, okay.
Rubbed him out.
Oh, okay. I just want you to know
Barkley, what's up,
that.
man? How are you?
Okay.
And
Wait a minute. Hold up. Barkley? All right. There you go. Okay. Barkley's here?
yes, yes,
How long
yes.
has he been here?
I don't know. He comes in like the wind. He comes in and listens, and sometimes he
Hmm.
chats, and sometimes he doesn't. I don't know. I couldn't
Because
tell
he's
you.
asking you if you know that, and I was wondering.
I'm not answering that question, Barkley. I ignored it.
Oh, okay.
I plead the fifth.
Oh.
He
He's got a
says he's been
fit.
here since the beginning. Okay, thank you much, Barkley. We
Okay.
appreciate that. Tell Jenna hello as well.
But he was in the roll call.
We got 1 minute till sponsor. No, he wasn't here for roll call. Well, the way YouTube works, if you don't type, it'll just kick you out of the chat after a while.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering. Okay. Anyway,
He
when you said
says
we
you
got a sponsor,
didn't see his wave. It is time for a sponsor in less than 1 minute.
well, here we go.
For the live stream that talks about everything in the drone world and promote the usage of drones. Tune in every Wednesday.
I think Eldon was waiting for the 6 o'clock drop.
What happened?
Eldon was waiting for the 6 o'clock drop.
6 o'clock, girl. So,
We see you.
but the thing that I wanted to talk about was, you know, above it all and see it all is the AVATA 3 is confirmed. The 360, whatever you want to
Yeah,
call it,
yeah.
it's
Insta
confirmed.
360. Avata. Oh, sorry. Damn, I get
The,
twisted up in all these cameras, yo.
the AVATA 360 or AVATA 3, whichever one you want to call it, whatever one you
Hmm.
feel safe that makes you feel happy.
Right.
It's been confirmed that March 26th is the release date, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So we're talking about what 12 p.m. what Greenwich Mean Time, whatever we're talking about. Okay, so let's get into this, right? Because your man Jasper, right? He he
Posted
started out.
this.
No,
No,
no, no, no, no,
no.
no.
Wrong time.
He started out with this post here.
Oh, yeah. DJI Insider showed me a piece of the price list. Accessories confirming a cheap battery, replaceable lens kit for the
Mhm.
360.
Right. that let
I know it's another
everybody.
company that sold a 360 camera for over $1,000 and didn't give you replaceable lenses. I'm
Hmm.
sold already.
But I
I'm
wouldn't.
sorry.
But that I wouldn't make that really a selling point. But I mean, but um, the thing that jumps out at me with this, right, is that we saw that other tease, right, and then
Hmm.
now we seen the second one that come out, but instead of a tease, we got a full out, because that listing that first post, right, that Jasper put out there, that
Yeah.
one led us to an article that gave us a whole lot of stuff confirming pricing and other stuff like that. And then we get this thing that you're talking about with that teaser that they put out, but not a teaser, but a whole full out launch date and everything.
Yeah, this here they put on X, and it says above all, see it all March 26th, 12 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time.
Hmm.
And there's a notify me button link there if you click on it. But if you
Hmm.
watch, it's just this. They show one lens looking down and one lens looking forward, and that was their review
Hmm.
of it. I mean,
Hmm.
DJI
So
did this over a week though. This was the second part that, like you mentioned, at the beginning of the week, they actually showed. They actually Jasper actually spoke about a
mhm.
launch date. What, 16 days or something like that? A launch in
That's
16
something to that
days.
effect. But now we get more posts from him yesterday, right? Because
Yeah,
that happened yesterday. Did he post that right now?
yeah.
We got more posts from him yesterday. That I
Oh well,
thought.
hello, DJI Avata. Pleasure to meet you. Can't wait to order you on the European release day, April
Mm,
9th. April 9th. So wow, it's not going to be released in the
right,
over there until then. Wow.
right, and
Yeah.
we're getting it earlier because he came back again with this one that led us back to another article that confirmed pricing again. Once again, we're going over back into European pricing.
Yeah.
I actually broke it down, but I wanted to show you something because I was a picture that I was looking at, and it was actually about talking about the box.
The picture within a picture.
Yeah, well, that's funny because how they took the picture, but that's the box, as they say in there.
Um, I
And
believe the picture
somebody took a
within the
picture of
picture
a
of the
drone looking
picture
at the box.
is the
Yeah.
box behind it. Yeah. So we shall see. All I
Hmm.
know is I would like one. I'm
Hmm.
going to do my best to obtain one. It'll
Hmm.
be the first reason for me to switch over to
Hmm.
DJI OcuSync 4,
Hmm.
because with that controller, and the goggles, I'll be able to fly other DJI stuff.
Really?
So it may encourage me. It may not. I still
How
want to
much
stick
other
everything
stuff
over
would
the
you be
walk
able to
still
do?
and say to hell with DJI. Because every time I buy something, they put something
Hmm.
new out. 6 months later, you hear that ghost. Oh, there's a leak of this coming out.
Not this time.
No, no, not this time. Well, we know after the Avata, after the Avata 3, there's nothing else from DJI coming to the United States
Well, let's
on
think
the
about
drone
this.
level.
Let's think about this one. Let's think about this one. That thing led us to an article, right, to confirm pricing and all kind of other sorts, right?
Yeah,
Didn't it?
yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying because if you
The
wanted to,
battery's going to be cheaper. I converted the battery, and it's
well,
supposed to be close to $80. Oh, you have the list converted.
I have all of the prices converted supposedly according to what this artificial intelligence says, but I'm just excuse me. Wow, I'm just curious about this drone because
Hey,
I'm
Tom.
I'm
Hey,
interested in
Dan.
actually
Dale.
what's going on there, Tom. I'm just actually curious to see how it actually operates because we know that DJI is great at simplifying a lot of things for the
Mhm.
owners. The
Yes, they
first
are.
time they stepped away from that was when they did the Fly app. And then everybody else who have been flying for DJI for quite some time, with DJI product for quite some time,
Complained until they
right,
conformed.
until they made it a real app. But I just want to see how this operates because, or is it gonna be the same old DJI thing, or DJI kind of bends the curve, or is
Well,
it
what is
going?
the anti-gravity going for?
Um, well, I'm not really sure right now, but it's going roughly from what I'm looking at in the same price range. Although that DJI is coming with controllers, because let's look at the prices that they have here.
Okay.
So now when you break this down right here, right, we got the first one here, the
Mm-hmm.
459 pound, or not euros. That's 520 $32.44,
Okay.
and the 939 euros. You break that down to, that's like $1,089.24.
So $1,100.
Right, basically. So if you wanted to go back to the pricing, um, and that would be the same on both of those combos, which is interesting
Mm-hmm.
that they sell both of those combos for the same price. And now the, what is that? The combo that comes with the goggles, and
And the screen with on
yes,
the controller.
right. That one there for what is that? 1,159 euros.
Mm-hmm.
That's like 1344.44 in US dollars.
As Jim says, in Canada the anti-gravity is 18.99.
Okay.
Yes, I thought it was
Right.
about 2,000. Hold on.
And that's
NYC
for
says a
which
serious
one?
question. How many DJI drones does one person need to get the job done? Depending
Um
on what you're doing,
right.
that's
It
more of the
depends on
question.
what you're doing or what you're trying to do. I mean, maybe one or two. Depends on what you're trying to do.
Yeah, yeah, true. That is true because whatever you have, it would have to be able to shoot at night just as well as it does during the day. So you would need a Mavic 4.
Well,
Now, if you're doing mapping or
it
something,
depends
you're
on
going to
what
need
you're
an
doing.
Enterprise.
Depends on the work that you're doing.
True. That's true.
But if you just want to have everything that's out there, then shit. I mean, sky's the limit.
Zoe
And
FPV says two also, two and a backup. I would agree, guys. Definitely.
but
Two and a backup.
to talk about what you were saying, Lawrence, that we're going to see this on the 26th, supposedly, right? And we'll look to see if to see any other things that you see. I doubt you'll see anything more on it
You
other
see what
than
Tom put?
what you'll see on what?
That Tom put. He said the 360 is a tool, if implemented properly, a significant tool. And I was just getting ready to agree to that in
Right.
the chat.
I personally, a lot of guys think that it makes editing more difficult, whereas that I'm looking at it from the aspect of it makes editing a lot more interesting because I have a lot more footage to work with than I would normally have if I just took straight angle shots or just the regular,
You're
um
right.
like for instance, you remember the outward face, the facing outward orbit around the tower?
Yeah.
The instant the 360 cuts that
Yes.
out the box. You
Can
just
I
have
ex-
to.
can I explain what exactly what you're talking about? That
Mhm.
outward facing orbit. For those of you who don't know, if you ever have to inspect cell towers, which Herman and I were doing at
It
one time
depends on the
and
company
still
you're
do
doing it for.
periodically, An outward-facing orbit is you get the point of interest of a drone, but they want you to do an orbit around the tower with the screen facing away from the tower. And you have to do a complete orbit all the way around. Now, if you do not have even if you have an enterprise drone, it's usually designed looking at the pole to do an orbit. You draw a tab, you can draw a box around, you can do it manually. But imagine doing everything in reverse. An orbit going, and this goes for you guys, FPV pilots. You know how you do an orbit around something? The modes you have to put your sticks in? Okay, now imagine doing that in reverse, looking away from your subject, but still keeping your subject within the same exact distance to take shots like that manually. That's hard as F. With a 360 camera, I'd fly around that sucker one time and I'm done. All I do is keyframe the camera looking out away from the pole.
And give him those shots.
But Dale, hold on. Dale's drone action cam and Ty Vid says, I know I'm new here, but I think a Mini 4 Pro, an Air 3S, and a AVATA 2 for not very serious drone pilots. Well, okay. I just want to respond to that real quick. I see what you're saying with that, but I'll give you the perfect example. A guy comes to you and he says he wants a job done. He wants to pay you $1,000 to get the job done. You agree to the job, okay, and you go in there and you agree to go in there and do it for $1,000. And you go in there with your Mavic 3, your Mavic 4, whatever. And he says, is there any way we could do this cheaper? So now that the guy said, is there any way can we do this cheaper? Instead of doing that, you go and you get your Mini 4.
No, but that's not what he's saying. He's just saying, he's talking about a guy who's just wants to be a hobbyist, and he's enthused by it. He wants to fly his drones. He gets some photos and stuff like that. He's not talking about going into business or doing any work.
Oh, okay. I was thinking along that aspect.
Yeah, sure, fine. You can get away with.
Hey, Draymond.
You can get away with almost anything. It's just a matter of what.
Hey, Dre says he knows a way to get that done with an older drone.
Right.
That's just a Phantom.
But I'm just saying to you that I mean, anything that you have is what you got, man, and you just enjoy what you got and have fun with it. I mean, just take care of it and get more batteries and stuff for it.
Arc of coverage shot. Tom put.
Who? What?
Tom put arc of coverage shot.
Arc
in the chat. But Draymond says he knows of a way to get that done with an older drone. And the only thing I could think of is possibly
to get some
trick
what
with
you
the
described.
Yeah, an outward facing orbit. So now, like I said, basically you orbit something you orbit something looking at it. Going around looking at it. But an outward facing orbit, you're like this, and you have to go all the way around. And it sounds easy, but if you're 62 years old and all of a sudden you get my fingers getting numb, like Sheldon, they're playing the bells, and he says, my carpal tunnel's kicking in, and he goes, play through the pain. That's what it's like trying to do an outward facing orbit.
You just push both sticks in the same direction and just try to hold it as steady as possible.
Yeah. And it's hard to do. You have to do it with a spotter. But did you have to do it with a spotter, though? What do we got next?
What happened? No, I'm just checking out what Tom said.
I didn't see the chat.
Oh, you don't see the chat?
Dale's drone action cam. Yeah. Hey, D man, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming in. If you do any type of cell tower inspections, some companies require you do an outward facing, and that's because they want to be able to see what the cell tower sees. They of course have you map the tower, but they also want you to map a 360 view of what their antennas see. So if there's an obstruction, like there may be a building come up out of nowhere. Now, do they have to move the antenna or
does it really matter?
Not really, but if there's a forest Like we've been in the swamps. They told us during training, get
I
bear
think the
spray.
only reason why they want the things that they want is so as that they know that the path to the place has to be cleaned up
Oh,
and stuff
Dre,
like that,
you see
and
what
the
he's
equipment needs to be changed.
true. But did you see what Dre said?
Yeah.
Design the mission with lychee. Just have the drone facing away from
Mhm.
the point of interest. Phantoms, Mavic 2 Pros can do it all day long. I was right about one of them. That's good to know. That's good to know. I figured Phantoms could do it
Yeah.
with
See,
through using lychee. If you're doing an orbit facing the tower, can't you see behind the tower while you're orbiting the tower facing it? Yes, but when you're mapping it, when you're mapping a tower, there's someone that asked in the
what?
chat. What they want is they want a downward view because
Hold
the
on.
map of someone in the chat had asked, hold on. If
It,
you're doing an orbit facing the NYC 11435, if you're doing an
yeah.
orbit facing the tower, can't you see behind the tower while you're orbiting, facing, still facing the tower? Yes, but then you have to worry about obstructions like trees. It depends.
Hold on
We
a
had to do
second.
an orbit around
Hold
the
on a second.
tower.
I asked the very same question.
Yeah, yeah, you do see behind,
I
but
asked the very same question.
hold
I'm
on a second.
I'm still waiting for the answer.
Yeah, yeah, you have to.
I got an email. It's on the shot list.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Herman was like, so if you wanted to do it like that, how come? And they went dark on us and shit. Did they not, Herman?
I just thought. I mean, it's a shot that I never understood why they asked for it, because if you're telling me that these enterprise drones that are necessary, and you name names of drones that needed to be
They
used,
want you to, yeah,
and none of them can actually do it
yeah. Can I
from the
show
actual
something real quick,
program.
Herman?
What happened?
Can I show something real quick? Because what he's talking about, I have up right now.
What?
A they're just saying when you're facing the tower,
Mm-hmm.
one of our
Uh-oh.
from some work that we had did.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
I'm,
No, that's not it. I have to tell it
uh-oh.
to find a window. There it is. There's the window. Can you
Uh,
guys see this? Do you see a cell tower, Herman?
uh-huh.
Okay, now you do see trees behind it, but if you look at this,
But they're below it.
each time they move. Then this one was tricky here because that white beam there on the left is another tower. And you have to be able to do this, go all the way around, and the sensors go off behind you. Each time you move, then you drop down. It's the same thing. Yes, you do see stuff behind you, but all of that does get mapped. And the computers, the AI focuses on the tower. That's how you can zoom in and see the nuts and the bolts and what's tied, and then maybe something may have ripped off. You see a lot of detail in it. But if you don't have an enterprise, can you pull it off? Do I suggest it? No. Doing it manually? No.
Um, I don't. It can't do the out that orbit facing outward, so it doesn't even really matter. And that's the
That's true.
hardest.
So we had to do, if you saw that cell tower, we
That's the
had to do
hardest.
an outward facing orbit, facing outwards in a close enough circle, but so it was still between the two cell towers. Because there was one here and there was one here. We had to orbit one tower to map it.
The good part about it is they don't ask you to do it all the way down. It's just at the top, so that you can
Yeah.
see what's around. It's stupid because it's the same view from looking at it the other way, just the opposite.
Could you do an orbit with the tower at a 90-degree to the left or right to get straight in front? It depends on what the client wants. If the client want the
There's a shot list.
there's a shot sheet.
There's a
There's a
shot.
shot list a list of shots that you have to get, right, Herman?
There's a shot sheet that you have to get, and that's all they
Depending on
want.
the tower.
That's all they want.
Right. So you can't improvise and stuff like that. Like they want the point down, looking down, you have to be facing north. This particular company wanted north was one. Then they wanted another look down. What was that? 20 or 30 degrees, the first look down.
The
So
30
you
degree,
get one shot
30,
here.
30-degree angles as you come around the
Yes, as you do an orbit around like this,
orbit
looking
around.
down on an angle.
So
Then
you
they want
spiral tower.
a flat on angle all the way around. Then they want an up look. So they want to
That's
see their equipment from the top, the sides, and the
that's
bottom.
just of the array.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
as far as the tower is concerned, it's an downward 30-degree angle as you spiral the tower.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The only issue is do you use a protractor to figure out the 30-degree angle? Nah. The DJI
It's right
drones
there.
have
It's
them.
right there on your camera.
It's on your camera. So when you tilt the camera down, it says you're down 5 degrees, 10 degrees, 15, like that. Because they wanted an up look of 20 degrees. So that it was just a shot list. But anyway, it's almost time for FPV Corner
Is it? Really?
coming up.
Would that
Zoe's
be
been sitting patiently in the green room. I'm sorry, Zoe, we ran out of shrimp.
Oh, well, order some more stuff and some more stuff and send it
Order
over to
some
the
more
ship.
stuff. Put it on the tab. Put it on our tab. Don't worry about it.
But we have another sponsor coming up too, right?
Yeah, we had 7 minutes. We have a second sponsor, the one that they say you should be a radio show host for doing, or at least do commercials.
I should be a radio show host. I mean, I don't know how to take that. Is that a compliment or is that an
See,
insult?
even Eldon, it's almost time for radio personality Herman at 6
Because
p.m.
because that's like saying that I should hide my face.
Well, no, because I've had, I don't know if they were drunk or not, but I've had older women walk up to me and say I have a decent radio voice.
Oh, here we go.
And I feel the same way. I'm like, well, okay, does that mean that I need to be off camera? Just like you said.
Time out. See, if we were like 23, this conversation's relevant.
True.
But
That's true.
older women now is like 70, bro.
Yeah, I know, bro.
So
I know.
So
Herman and I are having a midlife crisis right now.
I don't want to hear that conversation. We're not having that conversation.
I don't blame you.
That's a little.
Herman, everyone, I experienced the first time in my life. I'm 62. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
And I went into a discount store the other day, and there's the elderly women that work there, and the lady's at the register. I'll be real quick, and I go, "Good morning, how are you?" And she looked me up and down, gray hair and everything like this, and said, "Good, now that you're here." And I was like, whoa. You know, like you said, the older women are in their 70s now. That's bad. That's bad. I mean, not for them. I mean, just in. Let me just shut up. Come on, man. Change the subject. I don't want to get in trouble.
Here we are.
Especially during Women's Month.
It's International Women's Month, and here it is. You out there flirting with.
I was not. She said something to me, which I was totally caught by surprise to hear an elderly woman say something like that.
Okay, Lawrence, thank you. Don't we have a sponsor?
Didn't you feel old the first time someone young called you sir?
Who?
You've never had that moment, or ma'am?
Sir?
You guys out there in the chat?
Hold on. First off,
they got jokes. No, they got jokes. You know, a 70-year-old woman's eyesight isn't that good.
Stop, because my eyesight isn't that good, and I'm not.
I'm not going to read any more of the chat. I'm looking away.
You guys stop.
They got jokes. Herman is 50-50 guy. He looks good for 50 yards away at 50 miles an hour. Oh, man. See? They got jokes.
You guys need
We
help.
got 4 minutes till sponsor.
You guys need help.
Herman's
No,
speechless
seriously.
here.
No, I'm good. I'm just saying to you that Lawrence is out there flirting with older women, and
No, man.
he's
No, stop.
you turned it into like a whole segment in the live stream. But that's all right though. It's good. Just get it out there. There
I'm
are some
venting.
nice nice older women out there.
Welcome, Cats FPV. I never saw you here. Thanks for coming. Explicit, what's up, dude?
Mhm. Okay.
G-Man, how are you? See, I'm glad you guys, some FPV pilots are coming in for FPV Corner because
Yeah, that's nice.
that kind of leads up to
But
what we're trying to do here with International Women's Month. Because Zoe, if you knew how hard it was to get females FPV pilots to come on,
mhm.
I don't know what it is. I try.
they, they,
I'm about to start catfishing and put this young kid up and asking, "Yo, you want to come to my live stream?" Then when they get here, oh, he had to cancel.
Here we go again.
I know I have issues. I do. I at least I'm admitting it. Like I said, so when I perform that crime later, I can claim insanity.
here, here
Come
we
on.
here
Welcome to
we
Wednesday night with those guys.
here we
Kat,
go again.
Zoe gave me the link. I'll check out more. I'm a freestyle pilot. See, I need
Okay, thank
women
you.
FPV pilots on here next week. It's still, wait a minute, next week, the 18th, we will not be on because
No,
we have an expo to go to. But the
we got,
following week, the 25th, if you
mhm,
want to come on, hit me up. Zoe can forward my information. I would appreciate it. And
okay.
that would be real good. We could end out the month with some female FPV pilots.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll see what
All right.
happens. But we have what? A sponsor, right?
A sponsor. Yep. We can get into FPV Corner.
Okay. Let's go to the sponsor and we'll be right back. Jonah dear, if you're Part 107 and you're looking to scale your operations and you just want to get out and do all the work and leave the office work to someone else, then Drone is for you. Check it out. Show off your place where you can show off all your work, meet new clients, book appointments, tools to make you a more knowledgeable pilot. Then Drone Adair is for you. There's a link in the description. Check it out. Drone Adair. It's for you. And we're back.
Okay. That's what's up.
All right. So, what do we got next? We
Well,
have
next we have,
FPV Corner coming up. Right?
yes.
So,
Yes.
who do we have for FPV Corner tonight?
Well, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today's FPV Corner, I call her personally the queen of 3D flying, but she should be dubbed. I'm sure she's heard it somewhere. But Zoe FPV, if you don't know what 3D flying is, and you don't think about FPV.
Hey, we're live. What's up?
Welcome back, because this is your second time on here. You're on
Yes.
FPV
How are you
Corner.
doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I wanted to test a little something out right now. This is the FPV Corner, so I thought I would bring you all a little FPV. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Oh, so
Okay.
all right. So that was live feed.
Okay.
So you just that's
Straight
what I
from
wanted
the
to
throat.
question. That's what I wanted to question you about, because you got the Olympics thing going on now. She actually found out a way to do a live feed, FPV feed, while
Uh-oh.
are we still there? I hope. Yep, we're still here. Okay, she's there.
No, no,
Well,
I'm still
anyway,
here. I'm having some
hold,
weird internet issues whenever
hold
I try
on.
to fly this thing.
Explain what you were just doing, because I was just saying you had the whole Olympic thing going on with the live
Yes.
streaming while flying FPV.
Okay.
Yeah, so what I'm doing right now, which you may or may not know, this camera that I'm currently streaming into is connected to a Cosmos streamer, which is a Raspberry Pi 4 running a license of Cosmos streamer. You can go Google it. Which basically Cosmos streamer allows you to take any footage from your goggles, primarily DJI goggles,
Right.
and output that via your USB-C cable directly to the device. Now that device will output it to HDMI, and it'll also stream it over your network. So if you're in production, or for me, I like to be able to, plug in, and what's really cool about it is that it will automatically fail over. So it'll go from being active on this camera, and then as soon as I get video, it'll switch over to the drone camera, which I should do here in just a second.
Okay, in real time, like right now.
Yeah.
Okay, there you
Oh.
go. Okay.
And
Now
that's without me doing any button presses. That is completely natural.
I saw you do. Someone was performing at a show or something, and you were testing it out. You had it on screen on an HDMI. Hold on. Okay, you had it on an HDMI screen, a large screen,
So
while
this
you were
is one of the
flying.
biggest issues I currently have.
Which is that
Yeah,
localized?
so sorry about that. Every time I plug in, every time I activate the quad, I
Mhm.
keep blowing out my video or blowing out my internet connection every time I try to arm the quad.
Wow.
That's not an
Wait.
issue of Cosmos Streamer. That's an issue of
Is your
DJI.
internet wireless?
Yes, on this computer it is. So traditionally, you're not
Power.
using Cosmos Streamer with anything other than OBS or directly. So like when I go to events, for instance, I will have this setup plugged in to a projector or a computer, and I'll have this camera pointed at like the live event, and then every time I plug in, it'll automatically switch over to the other camera, and I can go fly battery and land. The big issue I've noticed though with it, again, it likes to blow out my internet connection,
Well,
which
that's if,
is problematic.
but if that only happens in the house, then that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, it's not, has not been a problem at events. For a while there, I was trying to use Cosmos Streamer over the internet or over Wi-Fi or over its local Ethernet connection. I kept
Yeah.
having problems. And for those that don't know, like seriously, if you're a DJI pilot and you want to get your footage out of your drone,
OG
whether it's a
Shorty.
Mavic, whether it's a FPV drone, does not matter. Go check it out. It's really, really cool. And it honestly, it's been life-changing for me because I can go to an event now. I can have my stream up on a wall with a projector,
Right.
and the regular public doesn't have to ask me questions. They just instantly get it. They're like, oh,
Because they see
that,
what's going on.
yeah, like she's wearing goggles and I can see what she's seeing. Aha. Which honestly I think is kind of a big deal because a lot of the times I've taken this to live events for live music, and it's very loud, and it's to the point where I can't have a conversation with another person. And likewise, talent. A lot of the talent doesn't understand like the kind of footage you can get with like drones like this, and being able to show them in real time what it is you're doing and what it is you're like experiencing really gets them on board with it because they can understand it without you having to explain it. And that's kind of one of the biggest things. Like every time I go out flying, and I'm approached by somebody, it's always a long conversation of like, oh, are you flying with goggles? Like, how does that work? What is it
Yeah.
like? What do you see? Like, what is... But you see me flying with goggles and transmitter, and then you see the FPV feed for yourself, and you're like, oh, that makes total sense. I totally understand what they're doing. Which is not something I've had up until recently.
Right.
And again, like I have for years tried to get good goggle feed out of my drone. And I used to use analog 10 plus years ago. I used a like an analog receiver and live streamed to Twitch. Um, it was a pain in the butt. Like the equipment sucked. It didn't really work. In this case, the Cosmos streamer has been 100% solid. I've had issues with the capture card. I've had issues with OBS. I've had issues with my
Right.
internet. But it has worked 100% of the time to the point where I leave it plugged in. So like right now, it is a part of my computer setup. It is
You
dialed
don't even
into
you
my.
don't even disconnect it.
No, it just stays powered on continuously. Um, and so for me, I don't know, it's a good piece of hardware. And I'm not sponsored by Cosmos Streamer. They did give me a license for it, but like it's been one of the most fun things to play with in FPV lately for me. Yeah, sorry, that was my tangent on Cosmos Streamer.
No, that's all right. No, that's what's up because I saw the video you put out, and you were talking about hooking all this stuff up, and you're like, you sound like the mad scientist, like Igor, it lives. I
Lives.
finally got it.
It feels like that.
How long did it take you to go through all the bugs?
I mean, I feel like I'm still going through some of them, obviously. The biggest issue is trying to bring it into OBS reliably. Like, capture cards are a little finicky, and trying to get actual good footage out has been difficult. But when you're just using it as a standalone device and you have the HDMI output directly into a TV or directly into a projector, it just works. So yeah, no, I'm super in love with it. And I hate to say it, but like a lot of my fans know me for flying 3D, which is flying upside down and doing freestyle. I've been flying the Pavo Pro 2 almost exclusively for the last 2 months. I feel like I feel so weird. It
Is
has
that
been
the
nothing.
25 or 35 or the 30?
The Pro 2 is the bigger of the.
I think
I think
that's
it's
a
a 30.
35. That might be 35.
I want
I
to say it's
have
2.5-inch propeller.
I have the
Um,
25,
yeah, so
and
they have the
mine is smaller.
Pavo.
Mine is smaller than yours.
Yeah, they have the Pavo Pro. They have the Pavo Femto, and the Femto is a really small one. And then they have the Pro 2, and the Pro 2 is a little bit bigger than the Pavo. And I had the Pavo for a while. I love the Pavo. It was one of those drones that was given to me as a gift,
Yeah.
and I didn't think I was going to like it, and then I fell in love with it. And then the Pavo Pro 2, this was also a gift. Like, thank you to my amazing partner who got this for me. I have absolutely loved this machine. It is one of the best things I have ever flown. It is so much fun, and it has made me realize that, and especially with FPV, especially lately with how expensive everything is,
Yes.
freestyle is kind of. I think freestyle might be dead, and I don't. I mean this not in the hyperbole sense, but like, it's really expensive to fly freestyle. It takes up a lot of time, effort, energy. When you're crashing consistently, you're breaking equipment. Repairing things takes a lot of time, energy, and effort. And I might be kind of late to the game, but I feel like the real thing right now is cinestyle, like flying cinematically, using FPV to get the real cool cinematic shots, not crashing, not doing crazy freestyle tricks, but trying to use FPV drones to capture a wholly unique eye and point of view that only these drones can really get.
And you want to know what? I agree with you on that because someone said it here on the live stream in the chat. They said, I don't fly freestyle as much because shit has gotten really expensive. And now that I cruise, I break less.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some parts, whether it be DJI or non-DJI, are just getting harder to get and more expensive. Would you
See that,
agree with
Lauren?
that? Huh?
Yeah.
What's that, Herman?
See that your cruising for the last 4 years is paying off now.
Hey.
Listen. The fact that Zoe, you cruising is like jaw dropping because
It feels weird. Like, it feels
you know
really weird
why?
because
You know why? Because when you help start something like 3D flying, you create a new monster, and now you're like, well, I could have did this all the time. You know how many thousands of dollars I would have saved just by cruising? I've been doing it forever, Chloe. Zoe, I swear to you, every time I do try to do a power loop or fly freestyle, I'll do a power loop, and I'll do, hey, that was pretty cool. I'll do another one. I'd be like, okay, don't get greedy, and I'll go back to cruising. And I
Yeah.
just enjoy it.
Well,
Like Herman said, 4 years.
so this is the weird thing for me is like coming from my background in 3D flying, I will say being a 3D pilot has made me a better cinematic pilot. With 3D flying, you're reducing your throttle resolution by half because you have positive and negative throttle, right? So
Uh-huh.
you're learning how to do really, really fine motor control, like extremely precise. And I feel like being a hardcore freestyle pilot will make you a better cinematic pilot, and vice versa. If you're a really good cinematic pilot and you're very smooth on the sticks, that will also translate over to being a good freestyle pilot. But by and large, like, this is what's frustrating for me is like, I love flying freestyle. I want to do it consistently. I want to keep pushing as hard as I ever have. But like, I break so much in gear. It is so terribly expensive. And it's not that I'm a bad pilot and I break stuff all the time. It's just like I test stuff consistently. Last year alone, the amount of hardware failures I had from manufacturers that sent me something that just failed in testing
Yeah.
while
Which
flying
causes you to
doesn't
break
mean.
something else.
Yes, exactly. It's not just the thing that fails, it's everything else that fails when I go and break the thing, right? So it
Yeah.
for me is extremely frustrating as a person in the community that does test hardware and that is a contributor to AM32 and Beta Flight and has been testing 3D mode out. Cuz like I break tons of hardware just in that testing. And so for me, I kind of got burnt out on 3D a little bit. And it's weird, but Cinestyle and cinematic flying has kind of reinvigorated my passion for FPV. Going out to live events, going out
Yeah.
to live music in particular, like go indoors into a venue that is very small and very
Uh-huh.
closed and like roofed off and stuff, and to be able to take a drone, because when you tell a venue owner, hey, I can fly my drones inside, they're like, what the fucking shit are you smoking? You want to fly a drone inside my venue?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then they see what it is I'm doing and they're
And
like,
they think liability.
come back, please. This is what the heck. And so for me, that's been kind of like reinvigorating my love of FPV, is like kind of bringing it into new spaces that I haven't really done it in before, and
What's
showing
the
that it can be
largest space?
done.
What's the largest
Uh,
space you've done? And,
uh,
and I'm leading up to something with this real quick.
I mean, I probably a live event, probably one of the bigger like concerts, or one of the like Fest that was a couple of years ago. I mean, there's like 20 different artists that event, hundreds of people
Okay.
roll through it.
Well,
Um,
here's something that you might turn to now that you've got into cine flying, and that's mid to long range cruising. And if for
yeah.
hypothetically along a beach on a sunset, you're chilling in a beach chair and you're a few blocks away cruising over the water at 20, 30 miles per hour.
So I have this. I went to, and I haven't released this video yet because I have probably filmed. This is not the raw footage, but this is like footage that I've cut down. I have probably 3 or 4 hours of cut down footage from the last 2 months of going out and doing stuff. And with social media, you can post like 15 seconds, 30 seconds. You can't really
Mm-hmm.
like can't jam that all down. But I filmed a video in Ventura, California. It was a beautiful beach town near LA, and there was this skyrise building on a beach with a pier, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go gorilla whoop this, and I filmed myself doing the Tiny Whoop song. And I don't know if y'all are familiar with Tiny Whoops or the history of Tiny Whoop songs, but
No.
there was initially, when you'd post a tiny whoop video, you'd have to add music that was like it
Really?
was all like vocal beep bop 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 stuff, right? And it
Yeah.
was kind of like it was
Mhm.
kind of the tone, because you'd fly these little drones around. You'd be like a little drone, like ha 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 ha. And it was this
Like
kind of
like
culture
Minion,
around
like
tiny
little
whooping.
Minion.
Yeah, it was just culture. And I feel
Mhm.
like that culture has kind of been lost a little bit as time has gone on. Like, people don't understand the tiny whoop song. They don't Most people
True.
don't know where a tiny whoop even comes from as a terminology. So in this video, I go down and I'm like, I'm gonna go gorilla whoop the entire city. So I'm just walking around the city. I find a spot, and I do what all the cool pilots are doing these days. I'm
Right?
flying a whoop in public, which seems to be the craze on social media. Is go to a place, go gorilla whoop, go
Gorilla whooping, yeah.
go
Yeah.
be a hooligan. Um, so that video will hopefully come out at some point in the near future. It's really fun. Like, I take that thing pretty far out into the pier, and in general, that's the other thing I really love about these smaller drones. Like, once you get into like the Pavo Pro 2, this is the
Uh-huh.
Femto. Once you get into the scale and size of these things, like,
You can do a
people,
lot.
you can do a lot. You can get away with a lot. People don't mind you being around the area. Like, it, it really
I
opens
agree.
the
They're not
door.
threatened. They're not threatened as opposed to a 5 inch revving up to so loud on a 6S. Or yeah, I agree with you on that. They are less threatened when they see something. In fact, they often will go ooh like that, as it's going by cruising, as opposed to flying past them doing 60 miles an hour and FPV, and someone says, "What
How
was
do
that?"
I, as a legendary, and I use that as an ego booster, how do I, as a legendary Zoe FPV, the person known for 3D drone flying and X-class drone racing, how do I admit to people that I absolutely love flying these tiny little drones more
Better
than
than the
anything
big
else right
boys.
now?
Better than the big boys, right?
It is. It is
You know,
so
you
much less
kind of
stress.
you kind of did it backwards though.
Oh yeah.
I started out cruising. I stayed cruising, but I know a lot of people in FPV that started out cruising in parks and proximity flying, and then they switched to freestyle, and then they switched to class 10 X class and things like that. You kind of did it backwards. You discovered cruising after all of the rush and
I think it's because, okay, so I've always had, like, my journey in drones started off when I was stuck in bed for medical issues, and like I lost everything. I couldn't go to school, couldn't work. Um I was playing video games consistently, like all day every day, and I got
uh-huh.
bored out of my mind. And I found drones, and eventually my first drone was smaller than this. But my first FPV drone was a 290 millimeter hexacopter, and that thing was a monster. It was dope.
Really.
But at the time, we didn't have tiny whoops.
Hmm.
Likewise, this is the Pavo Femto. This is the HD like DJI O4 Lite whoop. I have waited so long to be able to have a fully HD whoop that is
Yeah.
actually what I would consider a whoop. Even though this is a 2S whoop and not a true 1S whoop, the size, the
Mhm.
flight feeling of it, like, I absolutely adore this machine. Um, Huge shout out to Oral FPV, who sent me an O4 Lite for this, by the way. I've had a lot of
Okay.
people recently send me gear to keep me in the air, especially when it comes to the O4 stuff and Caddx Vistas. Because again, stuff has been very expensive lately, and I have burnt a lot of stuff trying to like test things. And that's
Well,
one of the reasons why.
you didn't get
Hmm?
screwed over on the O3 system like I did, because there's still $300+ for the O3,
Mhm.
and you can't find them anywhere. They're like gold. They're unicorns.
So as a gift for Christmas, I was asked, what do I want? I said a O4 Pro. And
Smart.
there were no O4 Pros anywhere in the United States at the time. Um, so I'm like, hey, why don't you check out Beta FPV? They've got a Pavo Pro 2 on their site for basically the same price as an O4 Pro in the US.
Mm-hmm.
And it took about a month and a half to get here, but there was no like extra custom charges. There was like no extra BS.
Right.
Basically, the entire drone for the cost of an O4 Pro, like it
That's
was is
crazy.
hard, super hard to beat.
Yeah, I agree. I agree
And again,
with you.
I'm not sponsored by AVATA FPV. This is another product that I absolutely love with Cosmo Streamer. I'm not sponsored by them. I am talking to Beta FPV now, but this is a product I genuinely love, and it's completely
I
unfiltered.
hope it works really quick. Someone says wanted to put take off, lift, and land from the Bronx. That says Zoe, thanks for your contributions to our drone and FPV community.
Oh,
So
thank
Oh,
I
you.
just thought I would get that out there because I'm not in the chat as often as hey John Coopy. I'm
I
sorry,
thought you
I'm not
saw
in the
John
chat.
Coopy's comment earlier when he said that what was it? Freestyle wasn't dead.
Oh, freestyle isn't dead, but it's on YouTube to make a channel or career out of it. Hard to watch footage and difficult to impress unless you're flying like the 1% of exceptional pilots.
Well, and so I think that actually brings back to one of my points why I say like I got burnt out in FPVs, because to be in that 1% of pilots, you have to push. You have to be
Mm-hmm.
an amazingly skilled pilot. But even if you have all the skills, when you're pushing to a level that a lot of us have been pushing, you're gonna break stuff. And that cycle of build, repair, fly, crash, repeat
Hmm.
gets, I wouldn't say old, but it does get old.
Yeah.
Like I have I have two 5-inch freestyle drones I keep, going consistently. And I have not had to repair them in the last like 4 months. And
Really.
I love it. I love it. I've been flying them. I still go out and fly like, maybe once a week or every other week. But
Yeah.
like I'm not destroying hardware. I'm not like I treat it like a 3D helicopter pilot, which is I guess kind of what I am. 3D heli pilots, you're not out there trying to break stuff. You're out there trying to keep your machine in the air and functioning, because one little mishap and you're going to blow up a bunch of linkages and completely destroy your machine.
Mm-hmm.
FPV drones are kind of durable, and we have this like, and I don't know, I feel like it's personally toxic in the community, but if you're not crashing, you're not pushing hard enough. And
That was the saying.
it's still been the saying, and I don't like saying that anything in the community is toxic, but like that mentality kind of pushes people to burn out in the hobby, right? Because they're like, oh
Yeah.
well, I have to get good, I have to crash, and I have to do this. And like, sure, yes, if you want to be to that level, maybe you do have to crash a bit, but like we have simulators now, we
Mm-hmm.
have micros, we have whoops, we have all these other methods of enjoying FPV without the expensive cost and downside of 5-inch freestyle. Now, I don't think 5-inch freestyle will ever go away. It is always going to be a thing. Nothing will compete in my heart for the freestyle capabilities of my 5-inch. Like,
Okay.
I love that machine. Like, it is so much fun to open up and rip. But for the sheer relaxation of it, like, oh my god, FPV can be relaxing. FPV can be relaxing. What?
Yes. Mind
What?
blowing, right? Mind blowing.
Mind blown. I don't have to do upside down stuff constantly. I can actually go out and burn a battery at sunset and just cruise around and enjoy
You
it.
can get the full use of a battery without burning out a cell. Who would have
What?
thought, right?
What?
I totally
And
understand.
and I
I
think it's this like this it's this reframing that I've been going through lately of like, oh yeah, that's right. That I can engage in FPV in that way. I don't have to push 100% 100% of the
all the
time.
time.
And I can still enjoy FPV without the expensive crashing cost. Which I think is like I think an important thing. And as we go into it, we have pilot like Symbios and Virgin FPV that are taking these whoops and showing like, hey, you could do building dives with a very safe and cheap drone. You can go have hooligan levels of fun without any of the danger.
Yes.
And I think that's extremely important right now in our hobby, especially as things keep gearing up with the war efforts and all the I don't know, all the political BS around drones.
Yeah.
You can try banning it all you want. You can try painting a bad picture, but if you're gonna say that this is an evil machine that needs to be banned and is gonna cause havoc and is going to ruin society as we know it, we all know you're lying because
Zoe,
there's
can I ask you one question before we get out of here?
yeah.
And that one question is, with drone parts getting harder to buy, and with most drone companies, if you notice, they even started a company sub 250. Do you think that's where FPV is going? Because
Oh
right
yeah.
now, if it's under sub 250 class, they tend to leave you alone a little more than they do the larger class.
So for almost 10 years now, I've been of the mind, and I've said it publicly, and I will say it publicly again, sub 250 is the way forward. I remember when they started talking about having the sub 250 category for FPV. It wasn't even a thing within, regulations yet. And I saw that, I'm like, oh, that's just going to be the way it is. And it makes sense because the safety factor is there, the technological factor, the fact that we can get like a 10-to-1 thrust to weight ratio with an HD build in a sub 250 package. That's it. Like you have a 10-to-1 thrust to weight ratio in a 5-inch or a 10-to-1 on a sub 250. They're going to feel relatively the same. Like thrust to weight ratio is kind of like king when it comes to how your drone feels and performs in the air.
Yeah,
And I think that's a lot of people are like realizing, especially now, is like sub 250 is where it's at. And again, it kind of breaks my heart because 5-inch, that's where all the that's where the real fun's at. That's where it gets it. I don't know. You can go 5S, you go 6S, you can go 8S now. I know a lot of pilots are even starting to toy around with 10S just because they can. The hardware's there.
yeah,
Um, and I don't know. The kind of power is kind of cool, but sub 250 is the way forward. And the kind of performance that we need in that package is there right now. And I
yeah.
think pilots are definitely gravitating towards it. I
Okay.
don't know too many people that are starting out on a 5-inch anymore.
That's interesting to know. But listen, do you want to shout out anyone? Say hello, hey, what's up? Thank people for coming by and supporting you. Um,
Yeah. A shout out to me, Zoe FPV.com.
that's how you do it.
Go hire me. I am looking for work. You can hire one of the most knowledgeable people in the drone industry on your team today. Uh, Reach out to me at Zoe Stumbaughh, ZoeStumbaughh at gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram at Zoe FPV. All those links are on my website. My resume is on my website.
And
Who
in the
I am is
description.
on my website. So go check that out. And yeah, thank you for having me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on
Thank
for
you.
Women's Month. Now, if I can get one more person to come on, please, please, I would love for one of your friends to come on. Tell them about me. There's an open date slot on the 25th. We will not be on next week because we have a work related expo to go to. But on the 25th, I'm definitely looking for another feed. I've been trying. I start searching like today's Wednesday. I start searching literally Friday, going into next week. It's seriously, and I
Mhm.
have tons of female FPV pilots, but they're in Asia. They're in way different time zones, and most
I
of
want
them
to give a
don't
shout
speak
out.
English.
Yeah, so that's a big thing. I'm part of Mach 1. If you're not familiar with Mach 1, this is a huge
Yes,
shout out. Check out Mach 1 FPV on
I
Instagram.
did, and I felt like the
Um,
dirty old man in there with all of the female pilots. I'm like,
I
hey, I have
mean,
a live stream. I would like for some of your female pilots to come on, and it was like cricket, cricket.
well, so part of the
Once
issue is
again,
that,
I'm
like
thinking
you're
about
saying, most of them are
catfishing.
international. Like most of my teammates are international. Most of them don't speak English. So the last time I was in a training session, only one of my other teammates spoke English, and most of us were just kind of communicating through grunts and stick movements. So like, I feel you.
Yeah, Zoe FPV, thank you so much. This will not be the last one. We, as the holidays come around, maybe have you come back on and hang out with
Hmm.
us and help do a giveaway
Heck
or
yeah.
something. That would be
I'm down
good.
for that.
All right. Listen, I want to see some more stuff from this FPV system because I would like to see how it works because I would like to introduce it to our part of the business as well. And I see the direction where you're headed with this and you're sharing the knowledge and stuff. So keep on progressing. And now you know your system zaps out Wi-Fi's. You can sit outside someone's house and kill their internet.
Thank you, DJI. Thank you, FCC Unlock.
Zoe, thank you for being on FPV Corner, okay?
Later,
Be
y'all. You
safe
have a good
out
day.
there. And we'll talk to you again before the holidays, all right?
Yep, we'll do.
Thanks, Zoe.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. Okay, let's see here. Okay, and that was the end of FPV Corner. Always, hey Frank Rizzo, what's up? We are live with Zoe's guys. Hey Steve, welcome to FPV Fly High. I'm sorry I didn't see you guys. Fly High, you can keep posting that slosh link in the chat there. We don't have an issue with that. I actually have it here also. Slosh drone derby, April 3rd to the 6th in Birmingham, Alabama. Castle Crash Crews take
Yeah, I
over.
saw that he posted that, but make sure you get those out.
Yeah, definitely. So you can keep blasting that there. I just wanted to see because I have it. I clicked on the link so I'm actually bookmarking it now. So for future live streams
I was kind of checking out the chat while you were talking. You know what I did want to mention, Lawrence, because we had them on
the sponsors.
We had the people on the stream, and we now we got the hookup for everyone that comes to the stream that wants to use it, but for 15% off on checkout for the Cloverleaf system. This is an interchangeable system that you can take from any one of your RC products, move it around from drones to RC cars to planes, whatever have you. Depending on whatever system you use or whatever you want to purchase from Cloverleaf, you can use those guys for 15% off. Make sure you check that out. Give them a check out. Check out their website and see what's going on over there. Cloverleaf makes a very good product. I saw that. I thought that was a great product, Lawrence.
Yes. So if you're tired of using so many VTXs and switching drones, you can switch to one video system between different devices. Fixed wing, your car. They do robotics, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And keeping in line with you talking about video systems, Lawrence. Well, you remember I was telling you about how we were talking about what we are going to talk about on the stream. And I told you there was supposedly a new app for DJI. Well, it's not so much as a new app for DJI, but it seems to be the DJI Mavic, what is it, Pro and the Matrice drone can now map or make 3D models faster, believe it or not. Skybrowse has expanded compatibility for several new DJI aircraft, while improving the overall flight experience and mapping workflow. Now, what they did have now with this brand new app is that the people who fly and this is for guys who like to use drones that are not normally
enterprise drones.
Well, I wouldn't say enterprise drones, but not drones that are not usually how could I
used
say
for
it?
Mapping.
Recommended for mapping.
Okay,
because
that's a better word.
The software usually doesn't because the capture quality is not as accurate as the global shutter is. So this software is that Skybrowse has developed, and they've been developing it, and I hope it catches on because not only because it's good for the hobbyists to be able to create these different 3D models. But when I say catch on, that maybe like and I hate to use the word industry standard, but some of the clients out there is able to use this software,
Yeah.
so that way you can share the product with them, and you can actually use certain drones to be able to create these models for these clients. But Skybrowse, like I said, has developed this, and now people who have these drones, like to say the Mini 4 Pro and the Matrice 4 and the 400 series, they can now
Mhm.
all use this to create 3D models a lot faster.
Right.
And if you don't know what Skybrowse is, Lawrence is very familiar with Skybrowse. I mean, we've
Yes.
used it, but
Yes.
Lawrence has used
We
it.
have used it. But what you're leading to is in a lot of companies, a drone deploy is expensive for the average Joe. Sky Browse is more affordable if you want to dabble in mapping or get the concept of it. Whereas Drone Deploy, Pix40, and these other companies, they use strictly photos. Sky Browse actually uses video. Now, there's something called glossy and splatting. That's another different type of mapping. It depends on the quality of work that you want, but companies seem to be leaning more towards that, more affordable solutions. Um, by recording, taking your video and making a 3D image of something or a 3D twin, it's not bad, Herman. It does two orbits. It generally does two orbits.
I know how it
One
works.
one orbit at a certain altitude around the subject, and then it'll stop, back up to a certain distance, and do a larger orbit around. And it takes that data from the video and makes a 3D image. We did get a chance to play around with it. I believe it's a very good program, Skybrowse, considering they've added AI also, Harmon,
Hmm. Okay.
to their. They've added AI, which helped is supposed to help the software process better. There are now extra steps. The clarity has changed, Herman, from when we dabbled with it.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
clarity has changed. The quality has gotten better. Skybrowse has been around for a few years now, so they're taking the
Yes,
money
it
and they're reinvesting it.
has. They should do.
Yeah, like any company, you take the money and you make your company better. That's why my objective is get my hands on that Avata 3 or that Avata 360, whatever you want to call it, the Avata 3 360. You know, I see that as a great asset. Think about this. Skybrowse is affordable. You could pay $58 a month to play around with mapping. There's a wide list of drones that they use too, Herman.
Hmm. Yeah, I know there is. I know there is. I was just saying that these drones that are not usually recommended for mapping because most software uses photos. Skybrowse is the one that introduced um the ability to use video for to create these 3D models.
Can I
That's
show
what
can I show this real quick? It's Skybrowse
what,
related.
what,
It's
what?
This is a list of all the drones that you could use on Skybrowse. DJI Phantom 4 Pro, V2, DJI Mavic Pro, Mavic 2 Pro Zoom, and Mavic 2 Pro Zoom and Enterprise, DJI M210 version 1, version 2 RTK, DJI Mini 3 Pro with the RC Pro remote only. Okay. DJI Mavic 3 Enterprise, the DJI M30, the M30T, the M300 RTK, the 350 RTK, the 4E Enterprise Thermal, and all of those series, the Matrice 4, the Matrice 4D, the M400, the Mini 4 Pro, the Autel Evo Pro, and different versions, 6K and 8K, and also the Autel Evo versions, iOS only, they say. But That's a lot. Those are a lot of drones.
Yeah,
And,
true,
and
true.
whereas you cannot drone deploy, I don't know. Well, I can't speak for that,
Mhm.
but I can only speak for what I know. I know Pix 4D. You need to have they suggest you have an enterprise drone. They probably won't hire you if you don't, but
No,
you can use non DJI
well,
drones to do stuff for
well,
Pix 4D.
well, well. Yeah, you can, but you got to remember this. You got to remember this. There's certain drones that are designed for the software, and there's certain like your Mavic 3 series can't. Your Mavic 3s and your before they can't do it. So you have to use something that is capable because it has to be written for the software. They don't. That listen. They separated that a long time ago with the enterprise drones. That's why they came up with the enterprise series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's true. If the average Joe could go out there with with a $3,000 drone as opposed to a $10,000 drone, it wouldn't make $10,000 drones, would they?
What is that the reason?
Uh, no, no, they won't. No, not really.
No, I'm just saying to you, it was the separation was done a long time ago
You're right. They
because
specifically wanted to separate the
they'll
two.
never make another Phantom 4 Pro again, all in one drone that you can use as an enterprise drone as a drone for because what was it that they did? The only thing that you could do from the Phantom 4 Pro was to create an RTK model of it. That was it
Yes. Yep. Yep.
because the original
At one time,
because
yes,
the
you're right.
the original couldn't take an RTK module.
This is true. Oh, wait a minute.
So now
Okay.
you got enterprise models, and the enterprise models are doing these 3D models, but companies like uh you know Skybrowse using video as opposed to having to have an expensive software that you need to upload a series of photos
Mm-hmm.
to create the same 3D models is doing it with videos, and they're improving it over and over.
And the process is faster than the
Right.
photos. It's a process is definitely faster. When we use Sky's
It's
browse,
faster, and they're improving it to be even faster than they were before
right, correct,
with
correct.
better
So
resolution. So, I mean, like I said, I hope that it catches on because it's not so much what you can do and what you can do with it. It's
mhm.
about so much about what your client and what's like, and like I said, once again, I hate to use the word, but industry standard, what everybody else is using.
Here's a question from NYC 11435. Considering all the drones that people buy and are needed
Mhm.
for a business, how long does it take before you're actually profitable?
Oh God. It all depends on your marketing and how much your workflow that you're coming in. I mean, you could be stagnant or you can have a serious workflow.
Yeah,
Um,
you
I
can have
mean, like
a seasonal
with anything
workflow.
else, sometimes it seems like with anything else, it's like lightning in a bottle. But other than that, I mean, it's all about the way you market it and who you know when you can get in and out with.
The key word is niche. You have to find that niche, whatever, however you pronounce it, spaghetti, spagato,
Is that
tomato,
what it is?
tomato. You have to find that niche. That's it pronounced properly. If you find that niche for a certain line of work, you can get work. I cannot tell you to do what we do because we wind up doing what we're doing, starting in another direction, right, Armin?
Well, I
We
came
knew.
in wanting to do one thing, and the industry told me what they wanted, so I
Yes,
just did it.
yes, thank you. That's it exactly. We can't say it to you any easier. All I can say is if you're considering getting into the business of drones and things, get your
Learn what
107
you
now.
can do.
It's only $175 now. When I got mine 4 years ago, whenever, it was 150.
Well,
the
that's it.
price is going to go up because they're making it a lot harder for people to become 107 pilots. You have to know a lot more. I just did my recertification, right, Herman?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just recently did. And you're right, I just recently did mine, and I'm going to let you know something. They added all of that stuff about flying at night and things and flying over people. When I first took the test many years ago, that stuff wasn't on there.
It wasn't on the recurrent the last time you took it.
They had introduced the flying over people, but not
No,
the
the
night flying.
stall ratio
Now they
and the
have the night flying and flying over people on the recurrent test.
and the rudder rotation and the rudder and all that other stuff.
That was
But
on, yeah. That was on before, yes.
okay,
I don't want to get into it. I'm just curious if it's actually a profitable business. Yes, if you find that niche. It's like Herman said, he came into this
if
thinking we were
you,
going to work in this direction, and it dictated we did this first.
but that's
We,
not
we
that's
are
kind of
doing,
that's
huh?
kind of not like what he's asking. He's
What?
asking, is it a profitable business? Is it something that um you can give up? I don't know if it's to the point where you talking about giving up your day job, but
Yeah, he
to
says he
say
knows
like,
clients can be frugal and want to pay you a lot less than what the job is potentially worth. Well, yeah, that
well,
comes
well, see that. See, but once again, but that comes back to like what I was saying about marketing and stuff like that. And there are things out there that you can learn about how to market certain things. Like, for instance, you can go into like, okay, all right, there are guys out there that are doing videos for people that they want to post on social media. Those are what you consider like a one-off or whatever. But if you can show a guy the necessary need for why he needs to be able to post these things that you're doing for him on social media,
is
then I
there
think
a
that goes a little bit further for you. But
true.
um,
He says, is there a business standard or going rate? That depends on what state you're in. That I
true.
that I can
Don't
say.
undercut yourself for your worth and for your insurance and for everything else that it costs you to actually fly your drone
Hmm.
before you actually ask him for what it's going to cost you for your time.
Yeah, yeah. Because before you fly, your equipment has to be paid for and covered. Or else it's not worth flying. If you can't replace one of your drones when they go down, or you don't have a backup if one goes down, that's very dependent on what market you're in and in a region you work also. Yes. Thank you, Draymond.
Mhm.
Draymond has a heavier workflow than most I know across the United States. Okay. He has a continuous rate, depends a lot on skill level too. This is true, Fly High FPV, but we have a guy here in New York that's going to construction sites. And I mean, he's really making it bad for people in New York. Not us, because we have specific return customers, but for people who are getting into it. And he's doing the my God, worst. Fly over here like squirrel. Fly over here, look at the building. Oh, look at the crane. Squirrel. Go over here. And he's doing this on a construction site. And they're posting this crap on their websites. And he's doing it for free.
No, they're posting it on social media.
Well, they're posting them on social media. So it does matter if you're skilled. You're skilled. You have to be skilled at what you do. And
Well, he actually told me that he offers them free work, so I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. He offers them free work in hopes of getting work, and they usually get a free video out of him. So what does that mean? You wasted your time and risked your
Well,
drone or
no,
whatever the
not
case may be to
well, no,
try
not
and get a job.
necessarily. Well, no, not necessarily. Maybe they're showing everybody. They're showing off the free work that they
You
got.
see what Barkley put? It greatly depends on the niche you select. If it's oversaturated, choose something else.
Hmm.
This is true. What would you want to do? You're saying you're asking this hypothetically, so it depends on what you want to do, what field you're in, what state you're in, what's in your neighborhood. You might want to do real estate, and there'd be nothing but urban area, skyscrapers or something. I mean, you just don't get in the. I always hold on. I always tell people don't quit your day job. You can make a very good, you can make very good side money, but it's not there yet to
Right,
think one can run a solo operation for daily or monthly work. Agreed.
right, right.
Doing a
And
couple of
then
free jobs to get started is a good way to learn about the business with less strings attached. This is also true. So,
places like here in New York make it very difficult for you to be able to do it on a daily basis.
right. So that's where it goes back to where I say it depends on what state you're in. Like here in New York, the shit that we have to go through, Homeland Security, police officers calling and asking you questions about something we provided last month, the month
We have to
before.
go.
The, you know, it here in New York is difficult, but do we make it work? Yes. Do our clients incur the fine? I mean, the permit fee? Of course they do. The fine. It feels like a fine because but
Well,
all of
you know
that is
what?
taken into account.
I still had two
So
other things I
I hope
wanted.
that kind of. So do you charge per hour, per flight, or job? I would say.
Um, Good question. I don't. Most of the time, depending on what it is, I'm not. I don't need to be there that long, so I'm just charging for whatever my time is,
Yeah.
and for what I'm doing, and for what it's actually costing me to be there. So, like my insurance, what it would like. Okay, let's say for instance, like what I'm actually doing at some of these construction sites. There goes the rest of the stream, the last two stories. But here, look, for what I'm doing at the construction site, I'm doing progress photos. So I got a price for what it's going to cost me and what I figured what it would cost to sit down and edit those photos, shoot those photos, edit those photos, and then get them ready to deliver them to you. Now, if you want a video, I gotta go there, shoot video, think about what it is that I'm doing, and it's like say about. And so I'm working in a 2 hour time period window looking at.
Yeah.
So I'm billing you for that, and then saying, okay, now there's the insurance that New York wants me to have. There's the permit that I have. Then there's everything else that it costs me to be able to be there to do this, to do that. And
Yes.
I'm throwing all of that into the price. So yeah, that's how I look at it.
You see what fly high? I have my
Mhm.
regular half day and full day rates. I have volunteer rates, and I have fuck you rates. You want me to film a wedding? Fuck you, 3K, dude. Dude, you can't say it any easier. You can't say it any better than that. I'm not mad at you for that.
Mm.
It's you do what you can do. You don't oversell yourself, and you don't undersell yourself. And there's a fine line.
Mhm. Well, you
You
know what I
know,
did want to mention if we had
go
time
for
real
it.
quick,
We got
Lawrence?
time. We got time.
Okay, real quick in the in the Trump segment of the stream, I wanted to mention that Vector has introduced the Hammer F1 foldable quadcopter designed for combat and to combine reconnaissance and strike capability. The what do you call it? The Hammer uh, F1 is a 10-inch foldable quadcopter that is developed by warmongers and designed for uh, people who fight in warfare. That this drone is also on a platform that is fully NDAA compliant. Now, Lawrence, I happen to actually like the drone, believe it or not, even though what it's designed to do.
Yeah.
Um, how it's has such precision, pinpoint accuracy with its payload, believe it or not,
Yes.
and it's optimized for daytime and nighttime operations. So the good old people over there at Vector is doing it up. Nice,
Yeah,
right?
I just put the video. We did. I'll share it so you guys could check it out. But this drone does 97 miles per hour and
Mhm,
has a range of 12.5 miles, I believe.
mhm.
Is that another story? I think it's 12. Let me confirm that real quick.
But
Okay.
it
Yes, 25 kilometers, which comes out to about 11, 12 miles. 11, 12 miles.
give or
Yeah,
take.
give or take. Yeah. Um. Oh. Here's something that's freaky about the drone. It can exist in um, what they call non-band in a non-band environment, meaning
Mm.
if they're jamming the area, this drone can still fly, and
Yes.
it can fly in non-GPS
Mhm.
environments as well.
Well,
So
that is the thing about having a combat drone. If it can't do that, then it makes no
yeah,
sense to have
so
it.
it'll be
It won't
they
make
have
it nowhere.
they do have some kind of ecosystem that allows it to not be jammed.
Mm.
So that's a plus. And they're talking about using this particular thing on front line.
You got to use. You know what you do? You got to wrap it in the good rentals,
In a good
the
Reynolds wrap,
heavy duty rentals.
in a good tin foil, right?
Hmm.
I get it, fly high, but unfortunately, like Herman had mentioned, this was the Trump version of the show where the
I
article
mean,
actually said
these companies to
made
get
by
people.
warmongers for warmongers. The article
But
actually said, I'll send it to you, bro.
no, it's the war. No, but I'm just saying to you, it they're getting funded from the big beautiful bill to
Yes,
be able to produce these products.
right,
You notice that all of these companies are popping up all of a sudden,
right.
and
Now
they've been there.
keep in
They've
mind,
been there.
people, Herman, people were scared. Okay,
Mhm.
they don't want DJI here, but we have no drone companies here in the United States. They've been planning this for a while. These
Hold on a second.
companies aren't popping up overnight.
Hold on a second. We don't have any drone companies here in the United States to do what? We have plenty of drone companies here in the United States.
Yes, we do. But I'm saying no one thought that they would have anything, um, meaning that they would have anything usable.
Um,
If
I
you get what I'm
always
saying.
no, I get what you're saying. I always argued that because of the simple fact is I understood and figured out, and well, not figured out, but found out how um Lightbridge and OcuSync came to be.
Mm-hmm.
I also found out and understood how these things work. And once again, I tell you that with military science, if actually things are shared, certain things are shared or trickle down, then the actual drone community can actually flourish very well with some help, not only financially, but with some actual science and some knowledge that's already out there. That's why they actually now with like even you saw with you see even with us what we do now with our space program, we
Mm-hmm.
leave everything up to civilians out there like your man Elon to develop certain things to do certain to be able to do certain. That's why now it's up to the guy who's out there developing to see what they can
Yes.
get done.
Yes, definitely.
If you're not
Definitely.
developing anything, you're just waiting on somebody to create something for you to use.
Well,
And,
this.
you know,
Sorry to interrupt you, but I was just reading what Draymond was responding to. Start small, not drones, but choose a drone that will be your workhorse.
mhm.
As your business grows, business grows, you look at what would be a good choice for your next purchase. That's very good idea.
That's
Constructing
true.
that's very good information right there. NYC says sadly America is a consumer country over a producing country, but hopefully we can change that. Unfortunately, they've changed it for the
Um,
outfit of war.
but see, it's not that's the thing. There's I don't know if it's a money or an interest thing. And I would hate to say that it's a money thing because that means that DJI has been losing for years. And to create a consumer drone for mostly people in America to purchase, I don't really think that that is something that is actually wanted on by the well, I wouldn't say just this administration. I think by the American government. Period. I've listened to many and many and many of talks, and this is why they're continuing to push for drone mitigation, and it's not to use against um foreign terrorists and stuff like that. You've
True.
been the guys that hang around ballparks and different arenas and stuff like that,
That's
and
what it's all about.
venues. You've been tied into being known as or believing or being considered as a nuisance. So um I think that they just was able to that they're looking to just able to eliminate that, and what's the best way of eliminating it on, they released it themselves and said that what 96% of drones that are out there that were detected are DJI drones. So if you
Yes.
can
Yes.
eliminate DJI, you can eliminate that from most ballparks and everything else. Eventually, you
Hmm.
just eliminate it. Period. Here in New York, don't you dare get caught flying a drone without having that permit.
Yeah.
You get browbeaten by if those who know and see you. So I mean, it's becoming ugly. So well, like I
It's
said,
that
if you
time,
live
Herman.
it, yeah, it's been that time for I think 2 minutes. So if you're in a place where you can still fly your drones freely with nobody bothering you, fly your drones. But I tell guys all the time, if there's anything, well, just do what you got to do and protect yourself. Anything you want to say before we get out of here, Lawrence? Because you did say it's the time. It's that time. I just
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
want anybody else if
Be
they're on.
safe, fly safer. Be safe, fly safer. That's all you can do.
Okay.
Um, Unfortunately, if someone says something about you flying, okay, pack up your shit and go somewhere else. It's that simple. Just fly at a park for fun. In New York, well,
Well,
it
it
depends on
depends
where
on where
you
you
are.
are.
Yeah, it depends on where you are. But anything you want to say, Herman?
Well, I say the same thing I always say, guys. I enjoyed flying my drones, and I hope you guys do too. And I know you guys do because you do. But right now, the thing that is really coming down, I see a lot of guys are starting to talk about it again because we mentioned it last week here on the stream. Is the FAA enforcement? They're no longer educating you on and this, that, and the other. They're no longer warning because they given out hundreds of warnings to certain people or some people, and some have ignored and some have continued to do. We've done many streams where we've talked about many of guys that are doing these things, but like I always tell guys, protect yourself and protect your hobby
Mm-hmm.
because they're not just slapping you on the wrist. They're giving out some really big fines that'll really take away the taste in your mouth for flying a drone. So protect yourself and protect your hobby. And with that saying, it's International Women's Month, guys. You
Yes.
know, shout out to all of the women out there flying drones and producing in the hobby, doing things and producing as Part 107 pilots and doing their thing. I salute you for International Women's Month. Keep on flying, ladies. And with that being said, Lawrence, I guess we're out of here, right?
Yes,
Good night,
man.
everyone.
Good
And
night.
we'll see you next time with those guys.
Guys.
I love those guys.
Yeah, we love you too. Good night, everyone.